just had a question about using recruiters for getting team. I'm an allied health professional, a speech pathologist, and we've had about a 40% increase in demand across my sector in the last 5 years, and it's going to go even more.
Great.
So a lot more people are resorting to recruiters. What's your take on that?
A recruitment is really just leveraging time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I know they do probably bring a bit of a skill set to the table, and it's really big business actually in some parts of the world. Like the UK, the recruitment scene is absolutely massive. US probably more so than here. I think it's typically quite unfair. Like they charge massive fees for sometimes quite a poor job. Not always. I think there are some very good companies out there, but the really big HR companies, they're just a fee machine, and so I don't think they really care. So I think that's a bit of a mistake. You know, I think it's just a case of if you've got a budget, you've got to make a decision on how to deploy that money. If you've got lots of money and zero time, well then yeah, good, outsource your recruitment, right? If you're sitting there and you don't have a big budget, you've probably got a bit more time, then go and run the process yourself. Mm-hmm. Right? It's just a case of deploying money. For example, if I had 10 grand and I had to make a decision right now, if that's all I had was 10 grand and I was trying to grow my business, I probably wouldn't give 10 grand to a recruitment company. I would probably do the process myself, put 10 grand on marketing to make sure that my new team member has got heaps of work when they start. But having said that, once if you've put on 10, 15, 20 team members around you, it's probably a good use of your time and money to outsource it. You know, especially actually if you put on a lot of people, because it becomes a big time drain. I think it just depends on where you're at in your journey. I think there's a couple of things at play. Firstly, deploying the cash. The second one is, I think it's a skill set that we should be good at as business people. So it's probably healthy for us to do it ourselves for a while. We should know how to recruit and how to find good people and how to put them through a process to see if they're any good. Well, that's probably a skill that we should have before we ever go and outsource it. Otherwise it's too easy for everybody to pull the wool over our eyes.
Yeah, I get that.
So my short answer is I'm a big fan, but probably at a later stage of business.
Yep.
Because
I think I've done that with other processes.
Yeah, just the opportunity cost of that money is too high when you're small. You know, like if it costs 10 grand to recruit somebody versus 10 grand on Google AdWords, you know, you could probably recruit them yourself and then get a whole bunch of leads. That would to me be a better model. But having said that, like I said, you know, if a business is flush with cash, great, go and outsource it from day one. But you do run the risk of not understanding the process enough and getting caught out by a provider. Did you know that this show goes onto Facebook, it goes onto YouTube, it goes onto Instagram, it goes onto iTunes, and it goes onto LinkedIn? Do me a favor, would you? Tell more people about the show so that I can spread the message. Love ya. See ya.